2, 1, or whatever you want.
Oh. It's episode 152. It's Lima time. He's Patrick. I'm James. You are our sponsors. All of you, individually. Thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. You really are. Well, technically we didn't really have a falling out with Bravado other than never paying us. But technically, I think that they are still contractually obligated to us.
Yeah, I mean, the sacks of money is just increasing the number of sacks.
Honestly, we really could just, even though we are ethical people, we could just be like, yeah, we've been doing these long spots for all of these years. Every single episode, we haven't stopped because they're not listening. They're not checking in on it.
Right.
And just be like, so y'all do owe us like $75,000 at minimum, probably more than that. But that's where we're at. So
the exposure that they are getting because of us is almost unknowable.
I know. I mean, yeah, but back in the day, I was writing jingles for them every week. We did a lot of the legwork that really built the foundation of that growing company. You know, I mean, like we really we're the bones of it. So I mean, the fact that we're not being rewarded with stock options or really just a seat on the board is honestly pretty egregious.
Yeah, it really is.
So yeah, so Bravado Spice, the spice of your life. I think that's what it was. Was that what it was?
I missed that. I didn't realize how much I missed that until I just heard it. So that was good.
do a new genre every week. Like, this week's polka.
Astros are good again.
How's your week going?
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. It's last week of school coming up.
All right.
So back when we started like 2 weeks after everybody else, I was like, haha, yes, this rocks. And now that we're going like 2 weeks past everybody else, I'm like,
that's all. And and you even know in that moment, you're like, oh, I'm gonna regret this when everybody else is out. But you don't care in the moment. You're like, this rules. I'm gonna take what I can get right now, and I'll deal with that later. But then now that it's here, you're like, shit.
It's that reaping sowing tweet.
This is pretty late though. This is pretty late. I mean, it's June.
It's June, and everybody else has been out, at least a week. So
the whole year, they've been out the entire year.
I have students that are still on spring break from March 2020. So shout out to them.
Would they go to South Padre Island? Are they at the MTV Funhouse?
They just Simon
Rex.
They've been there for 15 months, and
Kurt Loder's doing some report on the fucking Bush.
Yep. Jenny Ellis, you still there?
Shout out to Kennedy. Where's Kennedy at?
Sway's definitely there.
Sway's a legend. Yeah, the MTV really had some actual journalists on.
They did.
Working there. That's pretty good. Shout to MTV.
Name one artist that you discovered via MTV or M2. M2 was my favorite of the two, but name one musician that you were like, oh heck yeah.
Oh man, God, there's got to be so many. I can't think of it. I don't have like a visceral response to that. I'm trying to think. There's got to be. It was probably like a cool rapper. There's probably a rapper whose video premiered on there that was like, oh, this is awesome. I know I watched it and I know I discovered some people, but I don't know specifically. I don't remember a moment where I was like, oh, in sync, these guys rule. And then I was just like,
I don't know. Who was the VJ that he's a white bald, he was a bald, like bigger white dude. His first name was Matt. I cannot think of his Matt Pinfield. That's exactly who it is. I have to give credit to M2 for introducing me to Rufus Wainwright. I really like Rufus Wainwright. Yeah,
Rufus Wainwright rules. Yeah, they did. They played really good music videos on M2. Like they had, you really were getting like actual indie bands and like you were getting some good shit on there for all genres too. They did that for hip hop as well.
I don't know. I cannot think of a reason why they just stopped doing that.
Yeah, and I don't. every time I watch a music video, like every once in a while, I'll just be on YouTube and listen to music and while I'll watch a video, I'm like, people still make them and they still rule. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Every time I see one, I'm like, why isn't this just playing? Like this has to be at least as good numbers wise as my second pregnant teen twin or whatever. On eliminate music, I think. So I don't know. Sad. Are you frozen?
Are you back? All right, you're back. You kind of faded in a little bit. All right.
I better not have.
How was your week?
Whatever. I don't know. It was fine. Right. It's tight. Pretty tight.
Better than the next.
That's right.
Astros are good again.
Yeah. Do you feel like they really are, or are they just it's just smoke and mirrors?
I don't think you can smoke and mirrors your way through the Red Sox and Blue Jays.
Yeah, you want to talk about just a gauntlet of competition the Astros have been dealing with, and it also coincides with them playing their best baseball. That's pretty encouraging.
It
playing
is
all the best teams in the league.
Like Oakland, I don't get it. Oakland is playing. It's just like basically the Mariners and the Rockies, like for the rest of the season.
They're not good.
We're running the gauntlet, and Oakland is playing like Trinity College, like and somehow that counts.
Yeah, they'll get their comeuppance. They're gonna get this happens every year, and every year I say Oakland is not a good baseball team. They're okay. They're an okay baseball team. They're not better than the Astros. They're not going to win the division. They're the Oakland A's. They will lose in the wild card round or the wild card game, and that's who they are. If they even get there, I just don't. They don't. They once again do not have my respect. They're not good. They're not good enough. That's it. You respect them? You respect the A's? What's happening right now? What is this?
All right, I'm good.
What's wrong? What's happening? I'm trying to messing with my Wi-Fi right now. I'm turning it off. All right. Am I back?
The picture of you is.
Yeah. No. I mean, you can hear me. Yeah. My Wi-Fi's been being a little spotty. All right. Cool.
Okay. No. The problem with Oakland is that the longer they are in first place and the further into the season that they get, where they're trucking along and just beating the dog piss out of the Mariners, and
they don't get to keep playing the Mariners though. That's one
all
thing.
So baseball reference. It's just the Mariners from here on out till the end of September. That's it. It's a 100-game series against the Mariners.
That's hilarious.
But
they still lose the division,
and they the thing about a team like Oakland is that the longer that a team like that is in first place, then it's like the more emboldened they get, and you give them hope, and they actually believe that they can do some things, and then because of that belief, they actually do some things.
I don't think so.
And I saw some report that they're going to go after like Trevor Story, in July at the trade deadline. And that would not be good. I mean, that would not be good for the Astros if Trevor Story was in the division.
No. You know what we need to happen is we need the Yankees to get Story so they can't get Correa.
That would be ideal.
Yeah. In fact, that's what I need to happen. It's that. So I need to get on the Story propaganda wagon. They can't. Story's not going to Oakland unless he's forced to.
Yeah, it'd be a trade.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Hey guys, can y'all not send me there?" They're like, "Sorry, you went out of here. We're sending you to the worst place."
You got to go from Denver to Oakland. That would
yeah,
suck.
and then you have to know you're going to Oakland, which sucks, but you know that you're going to end up in somewhere worse when they move the team to fucking Flint.
The Flint Athletics, I love it.
The Appalachian Mountains. It's like the Appalachia A's. Oh no, this isn't good. So,
So no, I don't respect the A's, but
you kind of do. You kind of are a little bit scared of them. I'm not at all. They don't have the team. They don't have the guys. They don't have the superstars. They don't have the pitching. They just don't have it. They're a good baseball team that plays well together, and they're an adequate baseball team.
They're adequate.
They're just nothing to be scared of. Nothing. You saw what we did to them in the postseason last year after they ran away with the division, and we were terrible. We were just like, yeah, you guys suck. We're gonna sweep you. We don't respect you.
I do not appreciate how the Astros have like a plus 70 run differential and they're in second place, and meanwhile Oakland's at like plus 6.
Well, that goes back to your playing the Mariners thing. Yeah, their schedule is gonna flip. In fact, I got my computer here. I'm playing tight tunes. My fault. Sorry for being cool, everybody. I'm gonna pull up their schedule because I think that's interesting. Or are we just making that up and it's not really a
it's not really they don't really play the Mariners from here on out.
Well, I know, but it would make sense that they've had an easier schedule. We've had an absolute, aside from the beginning of the season when we just absolutely botched the besides the eighth series when we went into a comatose.
Yeah.
All right. So the A's right now, they're playing the Colorado Rockies, of course. They're playing a bad team. Then they play the Diamondbacks. Yeah, they're playing all bad teams. You are correct.
The Royals, the Angels. They go through at New York when New York's not a good team.
They really aren't right now.
Then they're at Arlington, and then I guess they go to San Francisco at the end of June.
That's okay. That's your first. So Yankees and Giants are the first decent baseball teams. Then they got the Rangers again. Ooh, then they got Red Sox, us, Cleveland. They do have the Mariners a lot, truth be told.
So since the middle of May, they've been at Minnesota. Minnesota's terrible. They were home against Houston, at Anaheim, Seattle,
all division, yeah.
At Colorado, and then what you just said, what they've got.
That's very, very. That's so yeah. But they still have the Dodgers to deal with. They still have the Padres to deal with. They still got to go through the stuff that we've already gone through for the most part. So they got the Red Sox still coming up, and so they the White Sox. So that's all looming for them. So
the last 2 weeks of the season, I don't know if you're that, but from
I'm looking in August when they're in Chicago.
Okay, September 20th to August 3rd. It's home against Seattle, home against Houston, at Seattle, at
God
Houston.
damn it.
Like okay, we finished but six of their last 9 games are against Houston.
That's fun. That's fun. That's
actually road. The Astros close out the season with 3 games against the A's at home. True or false? Those 3 games to end the season at Minute Maid Park are going to decide the division.
Ooh, that's my initial reaction is false. But that's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. That's gonna be close. But I think the Astros pull away and win the division, but 5 games or something. They close it out that earlier that week. But it's very, very possible. And that's fun. That's all you can ask for is a chance to play at home, to play yourself into the situation you want to be in, if that's the case, you know?
Yeah. I remember I can't remember what year it was. It had to have been like 03 or 04. It wouldn't have been 04. I guess it was maybe 03. I want to say that I was married. I guess 03 when the Astros had to win like one of the first 2 games against the Brewers to clinch a playoff spot. They lost both of the first 2 and got eliminated, and then beat the dog piss out of the Brewers like the last game of the season. And I was at the second game.
That wasn't the Bud Selig year, was it?
No, it was just that's just how things worked back then.
Gosh, yeah, that sums it up. But that's pretty much how it would go for sure.
Yeah,
that's fun. You know what? It's stressful, but a pennant race is down the stretch for division is fucking fun.
It is pretty. I mean, you're just it's a early playoff where you're just like, God, can it just be 7:00 already? Like, kind of a mentality.
Yeah, and no, and I don't feel like the AL West has encapsulated the that division rival feeling that we had in the NL Central, where it was the Cardinals and the Cubs, and there was an energy and stuff. It's like Yeah, the A's are our division rival. I don't give a shit about the Oakland A's. I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. The Angels were good. Couldn't care less about the Angels, the Mariners, like even the Rangers are. I mean, none of these teams matter.
Yeah, they don't matter
at all. And even and they won't. Like they won't. If the Rangers ever get good and beat us and do something, like maybe we'll be like, okay, well, I guess. But like we don't really care.
Yeah. No, there's not. I mean, that Rangers rivalry was fun in like 15 and 16.
The silver boot when it's like it's like that's all that mattered. That's the only thing we're playing for because we got nothing else.
Yeah, that's what no, that's exactly right. Like that's the Rangers World Series is the silver boot.
Yeah, well, they better get used to it. But yeah, it's just not fun. It's like U of H playing in Conference USA. Just like, oh great, yeah, I can't wait to get up for this big game against Rutgers.
The Tulane.
Rutgers in the Big East. But yeah, Tulane's close geographically. Oh no, who's coming in? We got Memphis. All right, can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I hope we beat Temple. But like it's got that same kind of feel. It didn't have to be regional, but it's a lackluster division. It's really a weak ass division, truth be told.
It really is. I mean, it's just because you're exactly the only team that's actually worth anything is Oakland, and their worth is debatable.
I mean, we get to see. I mean, well, although Mike Trout never plays against us for some reason, at least we get Mike Trout every once in a while.
Yeah,
his last name is a fish, you know.
Him and Tim Salmon hanging out on Sundays.
Nice fish joke. I like it.
No, so Dusty said a weird thing about Urquidy after yesterday meaning Saturday's game. Because Urquidy got lit up for like 6 earned runs.
Yeah.
And Dusty said, if anything, he throws too many strikes, which the Ryan Stanek has taken that to heart and decided not to throw any strikes at all.
It's a fine line. Yeah.
Is there such a thing as throwing too many strikes?
Yes. You leave the ball over the plate, you're going to get body rocked. It's Major League Baseball. You got to have pitches that fall off the plate and that trick them and that are not actually strikes. You might get a strike, but you're not throwing strikes. He throws too many balls over the plate. Rondon did that as well, and he got rocked. It's that same kind of thing. You're not so. In theory, you're like, yeah, you want to throw strikes, but you also don't.
Yeah, I mean, you can't exclusively throw strikes. So, I see.
So if his location's off and he's just over the plate, he's gonna get shelled, and he did. And that's basically what happened. He was just, he did. A ball doesn't cut as much and it stays over the plate too much, or he misses his spot back over the plate, which is not great, which can happen. So I think that's what he meant by it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Do you subscribe to the Dusty hate?
He still will do something that just completely befuddles me. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything to hate. What's there to hate? Is people are just annoyed that they keep seeing Brooks Raley. That's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And Miles Straw, I think.
I mean, right? Yeah, but with the injuries, you kind of got the hand was. I think that plays out a little bit differently. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like a guy getting a chance. Like Miles Straw just got up here. For him to give up on him that quick, kind of sucks. So I have no problem with him being like, hey, you're gonna get your shot to do it.
Yeah. Has Chas McCormick played his way into Miles Straw's role?
Yes.
I agree with that.
But yeah. And that would be even if Miles Straw was more productive than he is. I think, I don't know. He seems to come through whenever he has an at bat. He seems to come through and take advantage of his at bat. So I don't know. I think that's what we're going to see. But I'm not. Yeah, I mean, it's been inconsequential. So I mean, I'm not mad that Miles Straw is playing ever.
McCormick went 1 for 4 today with obviously a home run and a walk. Yeah. He is now hitting 200.
Yeah, it seems a lot better than that. I don't know. We say that every time, but it seems like he's always getting a hit.
And the Astros went 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Like that's
love it when they do that. They do that a lot.
To the point, we've been joking about hitting with runners in scoring position for at least since 2018. And It just seems like like it's so unsustainably low that's just what they do. Like that's just that's how things are now. Like that's not.
Yeah, I agree with that. But look at that. The think of like what their run differential is and what the potential run differential is with some of the games I've watched where it was like 10 plus runners left on every inning and stuff. I mean, we're talking maybe 50 more runs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they do, and they're always going to have traffic, and they're always going to get out. I mean, I think you're right. I think that's the nature of how they play baseball. They're going to, they get on base. They got guys that get on base, and sometimes they're going to hit those. They're going to drive those runs in, and it's baseball. A lot of times you're not, and you're just going to leave guys on, and that's frustrating.
Altuve, Correa, Bregman combined went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position
today. Okay, yeah. That's the thing that. Yeah, that's the thing that really grinds my gears when they do that. Where you can't have one guy step up when the other guy's not.
Right.
But they've all been playing out of their minds. So I mean, I can't. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't.
Yeah, you want a baseball. Really you want a baseball game. So I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, eventually, I don't know that there's such a thing as clutch hitting. If you can hit, you can hit. And you don't make it to the majors without being able to hit.
What you mean? Like that it's like that you don't think that there's a thing where like you're better in the clutch. I absolutely think it's a focus thing. It's it's a mental approach thing. It's be able to keep yourself calm and Michael Brantley like and breathe. And not let the moment overtake you, not get in your head, not overthink, just stay there and swing. I think that has nothing to do with the ability to hit. It's all mental. You start pressing and swinging and you strike out and the game's over. Or you're Biggio and you get fucking over antsy and you're swinging at breaking balls off the plate every single time, even though everybody knows that pitch is coming. And you look like an absolute asshole. I love you, Biggio. Please don't get mad at me. Yeah, but I mean, there was that kind of thing. Like he couldn't hit in the clutch.
I just well, I mean, you can't deny
Carlos Correa can hit in the clutch. Gord Springer can hit in the clutch. Jose Altuve can hit in the clutch. Alex Bregman can hit in the clutch. They all can hit.
But I think what I'm trying to do, there's if you can hit in the 6th, you can hit in the 9th. Like that. That's not. I don't know.
You can. Yes, you can. But can you with 2 outs, the pennant on the line, and there's a runner on second, and you're Kyle Tucker. You just get nervous. You're like, all right, this is the moment. You gotta calm yourself down. You get in your head, you overthink. Or can you come in and you're confident? You take a deep breath, and you're not even thinking about that. You're just it's mental. It's a mental thing. Of course, anybody that's playing can hit in the 6th and the 9th, but when that moment comes, like you're sitting there. Or you're excited that you get a chance to win the game, and your thoughts are running rampant, and then you're also like trying to focus, and you can't. And I don't know. I think there's something to be said for the guys that can slow everything down and keep calm.
And that's fair. I
don't disagree with you. But I think there's enough nuance to it to where it's like we can't one way or the other. You can't really say it because I do agree with you. Anybody can get that hit. But can you get yourself in a position where you have the best chance to come through in that moment when you need that hit in that one at bat?
And maybe I guess a better way to put it would be it's one thing to be a clutch hitter, or it's another thing that like you said, you just get in your own head and you become not clutch. And so being able to slow down and focus makes sort of separates you from the dude that just goes up and swings it 3 straight balls to end the game with the bases loaded down by 1.
For sure. Like, or if you have the confidence, like Carlos Correa is stepping up. Like, I can't wait to win this game. I'm about to walk this bitch off. I've done this so many times. I love it. I feed off it. So now, no matter what he thought previously, he's done it enough times where he's like, I know I can win the game and I'm going to win the game. So like, that's the approach when he's stepping the plate. He's going up there to win the game, not to not lose the game.
Yeah, no, that's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Playing to win and playing to not lose. Yeah, massive difference.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I do agree with you. Anybody can come through. We've seen a bunch of random guys get game-winning hits, but yeah, I don't know. Some guys that have it, just there very few really have the clutch gene. It's like the Derek Jeters. It's the
David Ortiz.
The guys that had the opportunity and also still came through. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Does Clutch the Bear, the Rockets mascot, have it?
He does not. Definitely does not.
What an idiot! What a stupid! It's like he's a balloon. Like he's a dumb balloon bear. Get out of here, Clutch the Bear, idiot. I'm trying to think what else. What else we got going on?
Is tomorrow? I need to look. I don't even know. Is tomorrow an off day or no?
I can pull it up. It probably should be. But they had a weird schedule. They had 2 off days with the San Diego in that week of the San Diego series.
Yeah,
because they had two game series are really stupid. By the way, I just
really
don't
throw that up. Hate them.
Like what?
No, they have tomorrow off. They play in Boston on Tuesday.
God, we're still in a gauntlet of these fucking teams.
Yeah,
that is as brutal of a stretch as it could possibly get in baseball. I honestly have never seen a stretch like that.
So it started off with a 3-game sweep in freaking Arlington. Dodgers, Padres,
yeah,
Red Sox, at Blue Jays, at Red Sox.
That's insane. It's insane.
And then there's 3 in Minnesota, randomly 2 against the Rangers, 4 against the White Sox, at tough. Baltimore, at Detroit versus Baltimore.
Okay, that's nice. Let's hope you can get your comeuppance on Detroit.
To really get through this Boston series, and then it's the Twins, Rangers, White Sox, Orioles, Tigers, Orioles.
That's nice. Although the Astros are notorious for playing down to their competition in a stretch like that, when we think that we can either separate or just have a chance to breathe, but they'll dominate in a stretch like this where they're playing their best, they're beating the Red Sox, they're doing this and that, and then they go and they drop 2 out of 3 to fucking Baltimore in 2 series in a row. You're like, fuck. Why?
Very on brand.
And then Oakland just keeps splitting with the Mariners. Somehow it just stays the same. The American League is getting exponentially tougher with the White Sox becoming good. You got the Blue Jays coming up there. So now it really makes it tough where there are just a few shitty teams, and then you gotta deal with it. So there's some parity.
There's some parity.
There wasn't 2 years ago when we were sitting here. We're like, no, we know the playoff teams right now. Pretty much nobody else is getting in. We know exactly how it sets up.
Yeah.
Until then, the White Sox were going to step up and slide in, and then so I don't know.
I hope they do. Yeah. I'm tired of the Twins. I'm tired of the Indians.
Oh, they're the White Sox. It's the White Sox. It's their time. It's their time. The Indians are done. They're just petering off in Native American cursed mediocrity. Yeah, I'm done with the Twins. I'm tired of them just showing up for one game and just looking all good in their cool cream uniforms, and then having it snow. And yeah, we're sick of them.
And then get swept by the Yankees again,
or us,
Fuck
the Yankees. They're like booing Giancarlo Stanton and Mike Trout. Mike Judge. Mike Judge, the guy who created Beavis and Butthead. Aaron Judge. They're a bunch of garbage, man. They're just terrible. Can you imagine booing your own guy just because he goes like a streak where he doesn't hit for a few days? Can you imagine that?
No.
Unless you're Preston Wilson, you're not getting. Unless you're Preston Wilson and you haven't got contact on a baseball for 3 or 4 weeks. He struck out so many times in a row. It was just like we were like rooting for him to strike out.
Yeah, just to see it, just to be there for history.
Insane. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Yankees are getting everything that they deserve. I'd really like for us to go and win that series in Boston and kind of knock them back a notch and just be like, don't remember that we are still here.
Right.
That's just good going forward. I don't know. We are good. I'm terrified of the bullpen, terrified of the rotation, but it's all pieces are there. So
they're
there. Okay. So your school's almost out, so we can start our cool music show on the Patreon.
Yes.
The Patreon is going to be pretty sick. We're actually putting content on there now. We're going to put in all sorts of weird and very spooky stuff.
You want to hear about a 48-pound guy? It's
on there. Did you already put that on there?
Yeah, it's already up.
I can't wait to go read it. I really am going to go read about him.
It's not that long, but it was an opportunity to talk a little bit about the War of 1812. So
you gotta love the War of 1812. One of my favorite wars. Did you get that? Did you just get the notification for Jesse Winkler just hit his 3rd home run? It's his second 3 home run game of the season.
No.
That's why I love baseball. I get the MLB notifications on my phone. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. So shout out to Jesse Winkler. Cool name, buddy. So join our Patreon. We're gonna keep harassing you about it. It's gonna be cool stuff on there. Patreon.com/LimaTimeTime. That's about all I got. We actually talked baseball this episode. I don't know if I'm happy about it or I'm very upset.
Yeah, we might have to do a bonus episode later in the week where we don't talk.
Yeah, we'll do some. We'll listen to some punk album or something.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
We'll see. I'll see you later this week.
Yeah, sounds good.
Goodbye, people on the stream. If that even worked, it probably didn't work. It never works. All right.